It started on a night so dark that even the moon refused to come out. The villagers whispered about the king's dying breath. Kobiyisi, the great king of our village, lay on his bamboo bed, his voice weak but his words heavy. He called his 3 sons close to him, Adéyọlá, the eldest, Kehinde, the middle one, and Dàda, the youngest. His voice was shaky, but firm as he spoke his last command. My sons, he began, I have ruled this village with wisdom and strength, but my time has come. To find the next king, you must journey into the dark forest. Deep within, you will each find something that proves you are worthy to rule. The one who returns with the greatest prize will take the throne. The room fell silent. Everyone knew about the dark forest. It was a place of fear and mystery, a place where spirits roam freely, and even the bravest hunters avoided it. But the king's word was law, and the princes could not refuse. That very night, the 3 brothers prepared for their journey. Adéyọlá, proud and confident, packed his sword and shield. I will return as king, he declared. Kehinde, always calm and calculating, carried a bag of food, rope, and a map. I will outsmart the forest, he said. Dàda, the youngest and gentlest, took only a small lantern and a prayer bead. The forest will test my heart, he whispered. Before dawn, they set off together, but as soon as they reached the edge of the forest, they felt its power. The trees were tall and twisted, their branches like fingers reaching out to grab them. The air was thick and heavy, and the silence was so loud it made their ears ring. They entered cautiously, their feet crunching on dry leaves. Not long after, the forest began to play tricks on them. Shadows danced in the corner of their eyes, and whispers filled the air, though no one was there. Adéyọlá, ever bold, pushed forward. Do not let fear rule you, he shouted. But his voice cracked, betraying his own unease. Hours passed, and the brothers came to a fork in the path. 3 trails stretched out before them, each darker than the last. We must split up, Kehinde suggested. It is the only way to find what we seek. Reluctantly, they agreed, each taking a different path. Adéyọlá's path was lined with thorns that tore at his clothes and skin. He gritted his teeth and swung his sword, cutting his way through. As he fought his way deeper into the forest, he came upon a clearing where a massive lion lay in wait. The lion's golden mane shimmered like the sun, and its eyes burned with a strange light. If you wish to pass, the lion growled, you must prove your strength. Without hesitation, Adéyọlá charged, his sword gleaming. They battled fiercely, the prince's pride driving him forward. At last, he struck the lion down, taking its shiny mane as his prize. This will crown me king, he thought, though his body ached from the fight. Kehinde's path was quieter but no less dangerous. He followed the map, marking every step, until he reached a deep, black river. A frail old woman stood by the bank, clutching a basket of herbs. Help me cross, she pleaded, her voice trembling. Kehinde hesitated. He was focused on his mission, but something about her made him pause. If I help you, he asked, what will I gain? The old woman smiled. Only wisdom can answer that. Reluctantly, he carried her across. When they reached the other side, the woman transformed into a radiant spirit. You have shown kindness, she said, handing him a golden gourd. Inside is the wisdom to rule justly. Kehinde bowed, grateful and wiser. Dàda's path was the darkest of all. The trees closed in around him, and the air grew cold. He clutched his lantern and prayer bead, whispering softly to keep his courage. Soon, he came to a small hut glowing with soft light. Inside, a child sat crying, her tears turning into small, sparkling stones. Why do you cry? Dada asked gently. The child looked up, her face streaked with tears. I am lost, she said, and I cannot find my way home. Dada knelt beside her, offering his lantern. Take this. It will light your path. The child smiled and took his hand. Together, they walked through the forest until she reached a glowing tree. As they approached, the child turned into a spirit of light. You have given without expecting anything in return, she said. From the tree, she plucked a single fruit, glowing like the moon. Take this. It is the heart of the forest, a gift of selflessness. The brothers returned to the village one by one, their prizes in hand. The people gathered in awe, eager to hear their tales. Adéyọlá displayed the lion's mane, a symbol of strength. Kuhin showed the golden god, a vessel of wisdom. Finally, Dada held up the glowing fruit, its light filling the village square. The elders deliberated, their voices low. At last, they spoke. Strength is important, and wisdom is valuable, but a true king must have a heart for his people. Dada, you have shown the greatest virtue of all, selflessness. You shall be our king. Though Adéyọlá and Kuhind were disappointed, they could not argue. Dada ruled with kindness and fairness, his glowing fruit lighting the village for generations. And so, the forest taught not just the brothers, but all who heard their tale, that the greatest treasure is found not in power or knowledge, but in the heart.